Visiting ancestors' graves at the end of the year has been a custom of the nation dating back to time immemorial. This custom is also reflected in the arrangement of a feast to worship ancestors on New Year's Eve. The worshipping of ancestors and domestic gods does not depend on the state of the family's well-being, but rather dedicates to those that have brought the current life of family members as a fine tradition of Vietnamese people. It is believed that everyone's success in the existing world is witnessed by forefathers who nurtured succeeding generations. Is always the most memorable meal of the year, where all dear ones in the family are often present. After dinner, adults may gather to review work of the previous year over a cup of tea. They may choose to go out for an outdoor art performance or pay tribute to the Buddha at the pagoda of certain genies at the temple. It is a common practice for young people in urban and rural areas alike to pluck young buds at this time of the year, which is believed to bring prosperity. They may return home after the eve and carry with them small twigs full of young leaves and buds. Some prefer to bring home a burning incense stick from a pagoda to put on the ancestors' altar as a side of luck for the family throughout the new year. Children also stay off with adults during these sacred hours. They are not waiting for the new year the way their counterparts in the West expect Santa Claus to bring toys and gifts, but rather enjoy watching how adults welcome the new year. People spiritually believe that every year heaven sends a genie to rule them down on earth. That's why everyone heartily prays for the genie's blessing.
Nhân dịp mà năm Canh Tý đã qua, năm Tân Tỵ đã tới.
It is an age-old custom that people wish their parents and grandparents good health and longevity. The elderly, in turn, wish the young 1 year older by offering some new small banknotes.
Bà cô ấy có tít chút nhỏ thôi. Bà tuổi cho cháu nhé. Ngoan này. Cho cháu bóng này. Ngoan quá.
A Vietnamese proverb goes, if you respect the elderly, you will be blessed to live long. In the early days of the new year, there remains the custom of celebrating the elderly's birthday. The 70 years old are offered a yellow dress. Those who reach 80 will receive a red dress amidst applause of well-wishers. On the morning of the first day of the new year, people often visit the closest persons, such as parents, other family members, and teachers. Some choose to visit major pagodas to pray for happiness and peace for their family. Visits, often followed by a pilgrimage to folklore festivities in different places. These festivals may last many more days after the official Tet holidays. Planting trees in spring has been a popular custom in Vietnam. People often go to a market which is held only once a year in early spring to buy seedlings of fruit trees to plant in their gardens or along handed roads. The Hmong ethnic groups often settled in mountain areas to the north and west of the country. New Year festival is an important and sacred event for the Hmong ethnic people because it is not only a relaxing festivity but also an occasion for family reunion. The Hmong people also believe that this festivity takes place at a time of perfect harmony between yin and yang, where the living can meet the dead. That's why descendants can worship and pray to their ancestors for favorable weather conditions and everyone's well-being. It was once such a long way to reach the Hmong's Hang Kia Pakao hamlets. It took 2 days to travel to these villages from Mai Châu district. During crop seasons, married couples carrying the newborn babies head down tens of kilometers through forests to grow maize and rice. Now with roads built with state fund running through these hamlets, the local population embark on a farm-level economy instead of sweetening cultivation. The Hmong ethnic people follow simple procedures to erect altars to worship ancestors and spirits or domestic gods. On the last day of the lunar year, they slaughter the chicken for blood and take out some neck feather, deepen it into the blood and place it on the altar as a symbol of sacrifice offering. The altar is often arranged to include 3 incense burners dedicated to ancestors, to the domestic god and the medical god. The ancestral worshipping rituals always include bánh dày, a special kind of cake made of glutinous rice. A legend of the Hmong people from Hoa Binh province says, from time immemorial, the ancestor of the Hmong people once fell into a deep valley. Yet he was lucky to survive and was rescued from the valley by an eagle. At the bottom of the valley, he found a handful of grains. After he was rescued, he brought the grains to his house and planted them on the ground. Soon plants grew up and bore lots of grains. When they were ripe, he ground them into fine flour and made delicious cakes. Since then, the Hmong people adopted a habit of making such glutinous cakes to put on altars to thank ancestors and the strange bird that saved the ancestor. The Hmong people often treat their daily production or hunting utensils as those with spirit. This means such tools are entitled to rest and be worshipped by the side of the altars dedicated to ancestors and genies. The New Year festival for the Hmong people lasts 3 days. People have the custom of making visit from one house to another and joining meal with whoever they visit. Both young men and women of the Hmong are good at drinking wine, and that's why each family often prepares an abundance of wine and liquor to treat visitors. Some liquor made from maize which tastes light at the first sip, but it is likely to make you drunk if you drink too much. Hmong people celebrate several other festivities throughout the year, but the New Year festival is the biggest and receives the most thorough preparations. Nowadays, the Hmong people in several areas celebrate the New Year like the king majority. Several other ethnic groups hold modern cultural and sports activities on this event, yet traditional cultural rituals and habits still hold a significant place. Legend has it that the Giao Tien crossed the East Sea to land on Vietnam back in the Lý dynasty in the 13th century. The sea voyage was rough, and many boats carrying the Giao Tien people were sunken. The New Year festival of the Giao Tien in the northern province of Hoa Binh begins from early of the last day of the lunar old year. Not all families celebrate.